What's going on, YouTube? It's Josh, aka Sloshy Joshy, bringing you the starts and sits of Week 4. Man, I think that there's been 3 weeks. We kind of know how people are playing this year. There'll be some more surprises every week, of course, like every year. But we kind of know who's doing well this year. We can take those 3-game averages and kind of go from there. So let's start with a Thursday night game tomorrow. Jaguars at Bengals. I think this is going to be a high-scoring game. Trevor Lawrence, Joe Burrow, kind of a rematch of the old championship game back in college, so that'll be cool to watch. I think this game will actually be pretty competitive, so I know they're two kind of not so good teams, but I think this will be a good game. You can start mixing Robinson as well. I think both of them have kind of been playing pretty well. Probably not your RB1s, but pretty high RB2s, I would say. Jamar Chase, 5 touchdowns in his first 3 games in the NFL. Pretty solid. 4 touchdowns? 4 touchdowns. So, yeah, 4, I think. Yeah, whatever. We're going to start him. Tyler Boyd. T. Higgins, if he plays. T. Higgins didn't play last week. Jamar Chase kind of went up because of that. Caught 2 touchdowns. So we'll see if Higgins plays. I think you're safe to start all the Bengals wide receivers, though. And then we're going to start Chark and then sit Jones because the Bengals D actually, I think, man, defenses are all out of whack. It's too early for defense. We can forget about defenses right now, but there's been some good defenses. Washington's like 32nd, so it's throwing me off. The Bengals actually, I think, is doing pretty good. One of their linebackers is leading the league in picks. Kind of funny. But Washington and Atlanta. Heineke, Matt Ryan, you're going to start. These are 2 of the worst defenses in the NFL right now. So I believe that both of these guys are probably going to throw for, 250, 300 yards and touchdowns respectively to that. You can start Mike Davis, Antonio Gibson, same sort of deal. Worst defenses in the league. Sit McKissick, he didn't do a lot last week. He had that big game, I think, against the Giants, but Gibson kind of went back to the, premier guy last week. So it's kind of weird. I think Gibson's the main guy, and McKissick's kind of like, that third down receiving back, which, that's kind of been his role for a while. But I'd like to see him give Gibson, like 20, 25 touches a game. And that's rushing and receiving. I just don't know why he had like 10 rushes last week, which is understandable. We were playing down all game, but he's averaging around 4 yards a carry, and we're just not giving them the ball. Half of our plays should be to Scary Terry, and the other half should be to Gibson. I mean, we should be running through these 2 guys. These are the 2 best players. So we're going to go Scary Terry, Calvin Ridley, Logan Thomas, Cordell Patterson as well, starting those guys. Kyle Pitts has been very disappointing in my eyes this year. Only gets about 2-3 grabs a game. So we're sitting him. We're sitting Gage. Also another disappointment. Cordell kind of took over as that wide receiver too. Andy plays out of the backfield too, so good flex play for sure. And De'Ami Brown, we're sitting as well. Curtis Samuel could be coming back. Once he's playing again, I'll start putting him in the list. But for now, we're leaving him off the list. Texans at Bills. You're going to start Josh Allen. You're going to sit Davis Mills. Simple as that. This is going to be a blowout, kind of like the Bills just did to Washington. I would believe it'd be kind of a similar game. We're going to start Zach Moss. I like Zach Moss a lot. I think he's better than Devin Singletary and Mark Ingram sitting because I don't know if he's rushed over 50 yards this year. Stephon Diggs, Brandon Cooks, Cole Beasley were starting, and then we're sitting Emmanuel Sanders. It's kind of a fluky week. He kind of blew up last week, hit 2 touchdowns, I believe. But I think it's, back down to earth for him this week. Lions at Bears. We're sitting Justin Fields, Dalton, whoever the hell plays. I guess Fields has a hand injury, so we'll see who starts for him on Sunday. Goff, we're going to sit as well. But you are going to start Montgomery and DeAndre Swift. Both of these guys are doing pretty well this year. David Montgomery is, I think, 5th in yards on the season right now, and DeAndre Swift's 100% healthy now. He said his groin is 100% healthy, so I would assume he gets more percentage of the snaps, and Jamal Williams kind of takes like a backseat role instead of kind of like a 60-40. It's going to be more like an 80-20, I would imagine. But we're going to start Hawkinson, one of the better tight ends this year, I think. Allen Robinson and Mooney, we're going to start against that Lions defense that's kind of bad. Lions wide receivers were sitting until I can name one. And then Jimmy Graham, we're going to sit as well. Panthers at Cowboys. We're starting Dak and Sam Darnold. I think this is going to be a good game, actually. Panthers undefeated, Cowboys 2-1. So playing at Dallas. This could be a good game. We're going to start Zeke and Chuba Hubbard. Chuba Hubbard takes over CMC's role, obviously, so I think he's going to be a good fantasy play. We're going to sit Pollard this week. Still need to kind of figure it out. Pollard's running real good. He gets like 5-6 yards a carry, it seems like. He's a very explosive runner. So we'll see they kind of feed the hot hand, which is the problem. So if Zeke's running really well, they're just going to keep giving him the ball. And if Tony Pollard's running real well, they're just going to keep giving him the ball. We're going to start DJ Moore, Amari Cooper, and CeeDee Lamb, of course. These two Dallas guys are almost starts every week. DJ Moore's becoming that. I think he had 130 yards last week, somewhere around there. We're going to say Dalton Schultz and Robbie Anderson. Robbie Anderson's kind of been non-existent in that offense. Kind of weird. Colts at Dolphins, sitting both of these guys, Winston, Brissett. Don't know if there's going to be a lot of points scored in this game. We are going to start Taylor and Gaskin, though. I believe these guys are solid RB2s this week. We're going to start Pittman, Pascal, Waddle, and Gesicki. And then we're going to sit Parker and anyone else. Not much to talk about that game. I'm not very excited to watch that game. But, yeah, I'm not going to watch any of that game, to be honest. So, whatever. Browns at Vikings. We're going to start Kirk. We're going to sit Baker. It's hard to start Baker because I don't see them going down to the Vikings, so I don't see the need to pass. And the Browns are such a run-heavy team that it almost hurts Baker Mayfield's fantasy status, you know. So we're going to start Chubb. We're going to start Dalvin Cook or Madison. Cook, obviously, if he's healthy. Madison, if he's not. And then we're going to Kareem Hunt as well. Kareem Hunt had a good game last week, 140 total yards, somewhere around there. So Chubb and Hunt starts every week for sure. Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, of course, starting every week as well. OBJ and Njoku sitting. And I can't really think of anyone else on the Browns. So I think it's a very run-heavy game. I think the Browns get the lead early and just kind of control the clock. And that's how the game goes. Giants at Saints. We're going to start Danny Dimes and Jameis Winston. This could be a big test for the Saints D could shut Danny Dimes down. So if you have better options, then definitely go that route instead of Danny Dimes. I probably should have put him in the sits, to be honest, but James Winston, I think, is going to do good against the Giants D. Barkley seems like he's kind of getting back to full speed, which is cool. And then Kamara's every week start as well. Sterling Shepard, if he's healthy, I know he got banged up last week, start him. And then Marcus Callaway of the Saints, start him. But Darius Slayton and everyone else on the Saints and Giants are going to sit. Titans at Jets. Ryan Tannehill's start for sure. Julio and AJ Brown are banged up though, so keep that in mind. If AJ Brown and Julio don't play, maybe Tannehill's not a good play. Maybe play your backup that week, depending on who it is. We're sitting Zach Wilson every week until he throws more touchdowns than interceptions in a game. Gonna start King Henry because he's probably the best running back in the league right now. Sitting Coleman and Carter on the Jets. Starts AJ Brown if he's healthy. I don't know the situation there right now, but Corey Davis as well. Probably going to get a lot of garbage, catches and garbage time. Maybe some garbage time touchdowns. We'll see. But sitting Julio, man, dude, this is not what we wanted to see, right? As fantasy owners, Julio getting the injury mark after week 3. Julio seems to be banged up, limited at practice. It's going to linger all year like he has the past 3-4 years. So we're going to sit Julio this week, even if he plays, not feeling confident. And then James and Crowder were sit as well. Chiefs at Eagles. I think this will be a high-scoring game. The Chiefs' defense is not great this year. Seems to let up a lot of points. They're 1-2, man. It's kind of crazy to say. Chiefs are 1-2 at the 1-2 Eagles. Pretty nuts. So Mahomes gets a start. I feel like he's going to torch the Eagles D. Hurts. I feel like it's going to get that stat line. He gets the 250 passing yards, maybe like 80-ish rushing yards. So a good fantasy day. And then we're going to start Clyde Edwards-Helaire. We're sitting Miles Sanders. Not a fan of him. Seems to not have many play calls go his way. It doesn't seem like it's his offense. He seems like an afterthought behind some of these wide receivers like Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert. We're starting those guys, and then of course Tyreek Hill and Kelsey, and then we're going to sit Josh Gordon this week. We'll see. If something comes out Saturday that he's playing, and he's high up on the depth chart, maybe we start him. But we're going to sit him the first week. I don't even expect him to play Sunday. I would be surprised if he did. We're sitting McCole Hardman and Jalen Reagor. Josh Gordon might be a good pickup, though. If he's a free agent in your league, snag him. Josh Gordon at the number 2 receiver on the Chiefs offense is very dangerous. He is only 30, so I mean he's still got the speed, still got the talent. Obviously not going to be as dominant as he was one time ago, but worth a pickup for sure. Have him on the bench, maybe wide receiver 3 or a flex spot maybe down the road. Cardinals at Rams. Starting Murray and Stafford, 2 of the best quarterbacks in the league right now, playing top-level ball. Starting those guys for sure. Chase Edmonds is going to start Darrell Henderson or Sony Michel, whoever's starting. I think Henderson is nursing a rib injury, and I think he's coming back this weekend. If not, I think he misses this weekend, and he comes back the next weekend. So Sony Michel if Henderson does not play. We're going to start D-Hop, Cooper Kupp, Robert Woods, Rondale Moore. Very good receivers in this game. Very pass-heavy game coming for sure from this. So maybe we sit Sony Michel if he's the starter. I think it's going to be very pass-heavy. Christian Kirk we're sitting this week. He does have 65 more yards or more, but there's becoming a lot of mouths to feed in that Cardinals offense. Kind of crazy. So D-Hop only had like 20 yards last week, but AJ Green and Christian Kirk had over 100, right? So it's kind of weird. There's 4 solid receivers in Arizona, so it's kind of like, one's going to blow up, one's not. So it's kind of a dangerous game, but we'll see. I think Diop blows up this week, but to make up for last week. But it is the Rams D, man. So tough matchups for sure. Seahawks have 49ers. We're starting Russell Wilson. We're starting Jimmy G. Seahawks defense is very bad. 49ers is pretty solid, but I think Russell still puts up he throws like 300 yards a game. It's pretty nuts. Chris Carson starting for sure. 49ers, whoever's playing running back for him that week, I feel like they've had a different starting running back every week of the season so far. We're going to start DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, Deebo Samuel, and George Kittle. He hasn't been playing great this year, though, I will say. George Kittle's kind of been disappointing. I think he had a good week last week, though, but the previous couple weeks were meh. And then we're sitting Gerald Everett and Ayuk. Ravens at Broncos. This could be a good game, actually. I'm kind of looking forward to this one. We're going to start Teddy Two Gloves and Lamar Jackson. Sitting the running backs. Don't know if this is the most run-friendly game for the Ravens. I know Ravens are a super run-heavy team, but the Broncos' defense against the run's pretty solid this year. So I think they open up more of a playbook to Lamar and passing. We're going to start Hollywood Brown, Mark Andrews, and Cortland Sutton for Denver. We're going to sit. We're going to sit Noah Fant and Sammy Watkins. Steelers and Packers. Starting Aaron Rodgers, sitting Big Ben. Aaron Rodgers banged up. Steelers defense going to have a field day. Najee Harris is a star, dude. This guy has more catches than a lot of the big name receivers in the league right now, like DK Metcalf, Terry McLaurin, a couple other guys. Najee Harris has very high PPR upside, almost RB1, I would say. So we're starting him. Aaron Jones, a top 5 back probably in fantasy this year. So we're starting him as well. Starting Devontae Adams. We're going to throw Valdez Scantling a bone this week. We're going to start him. And then Chase Claypool as well for the Steelers. Deontay Johnson, if he's not injured, start him, of course. But I think he's not going to play this weekend. So I have him at sits right now. Juju and Big Bobby Tonian also sitting. Bucks at Patriots, dude. Tom Brady revenge game going to be a blowout. Not even going to be an exciting game. I think it's overhyped because of obviously he's coming back to New England, so that'll be cool. But I think the game itself is going to be pretty one-sided. Tom Brady start, Mac Jones sit. Buccaneers defense isn't going to be very forgiving, isn't going to be very lenient with the rookie quarterback. I think they're going to attack early. We're going to start Fournette because I think he's going to get a lot of running time once the Bucs get up early. We're sitting both of the James White out for the season. Just got that report not too long ago, so that sucks, man. You hate to see shit like that happen, but it's part of the game. Damian Harris sits as well. We're going to start Godwin and Evans, just kind of, hoping they get a touchdown in the first half and maybe kind of salvage a fantasy day in the first half because I think they're going to start running the ball at the end. We're going to say Gronk, AB, and Nelson Aguilar. Raiders at Chargers. The Monday night game. Derek Carr is balling, dude. He's averaging 400 yards a game. He has 1,203 passing yards through 3 games, which comes out to 401 yards a game. That is insane, dude. This guy's playing really good football right now. Raiders undefeated. Chargers 2-1, right? Yep. Lost to Dallas week 2. Beat the Chiefs, hot off a good win against the Chiefs. This could be a good game, good division game too. We're going to start Derek Carr and Herbert. I feel like this is going to be a high-scoring one. We're going to start Josh Jacobs if he plays. If not, we're starting Barber, not Drake. Barber played really good in Jacobs' place. I wouldn't be surprised if they keep, even when Jacobs comes back, they're going to give him the ball as well. We're starting Eckler as well in a PPR league. This dude's like a top 5 running back. And then we're going to start Waller. Mike Williams has become, kind of Herbert's red zone guy, man. Mike Williams has a lot of touchdowns this year. Keenan Allen, every week starter as well. Henry Ruggs, I'm looking for a couple deep passes to him probably. We're going to sit Braylon Edwards and everyone else. So that's it, I believe. Yep, that's it for the starts and sits of week 4. Leave a thumbs up on the video. Comment below if you think I messed up on anything. And I'll see you guys on the predictions tomorrow.